Out of South Australia, where Premier Stephen Marshall is speaking.
Outdoor densities. What I can also let you know is that elective surgery, paediatric elective surgery for children in South Australia will also be permitted as of 1 minute past midnight tonight. Now, we appreciate that most of that elective surgery won't be able to be scheduled for until next week, but we're giving advance notice that as of 1 minute past midnight tonight, that will be available. And we're also narrowing the scope of the requirement to use QR codes. Now, at the moment, as you know, nearly everywhere you go, we are collecting that QR code data. We're no longer going to require it in retail. So when you go to the supermarket, you go to the service station. We are still going to require it in hospitality settings and in higher risk settings like hospitals, aged care facilities and the like, and that will all be put into the direction which will be available later tonight. So we're gradually easing those restrictions. We've received advice from Professor Joshua Ross with regards to the likely distribution. We are still going to, even with these restriction changes, still likely to see a slight reduction in the number of cases that we have in South Australia over the coming weeks, and that will give us, I think, further confidence to further make reductions in restrictions in the coming weeks. But probably at this stage, the COVID Ready Committee is leaning towards making changes on a fortnightly basis. So we'll come back closer to a fortnight tonight and be able to provide further details of restrictions into South Australia. So there's some big changes underway in South Australia at the moment. First of all, we've got 25% of our office workers back at work in South Australia effective yesterday. We've got schools resuming on the 31st, the 2nd and the 14th of February. And of course, as of tonight, densities lift in hospitality from 25% indoor up to 50%, and hopefully as we continue to do well with this Omicron outbreak, we can make further restrictions that will improve outcomes in hospitality and other sectors as well. We will be looking very carefully at some other sectors in the next round. Certainly the fitness sector is one that we're looking very closely at. We'll look at density limits again in the next limit, and of course how many people are coming back into the CBD. Just to let you know that the Port Pirie, the rat collection site, has opened as of today, but we are going to close the Paraka vaccination clinic as of tonight. So we do make the changes in accordance with what the demand is. At the moment we are seeing massive excess supply, over demand for vaccinations in South Australia, and so we will be just adjusting where our resources are, making sure that we're putting them exactly and precisely where they're needed, closer to those people that are still unvaccinated. But as I said, a good vaccination rate yesterday, getting up towards 20,000. That's a fantastic result, and grateful thanks to the people of South Australia. Harvey.
That was South Australian Premier Stephen Marshall announcing the state is easing some restrictions, which will see more patrons allowed at hospitality venues, and they'll be cutting back the use of QR codes.